Yeah, so but the reputation precedes itself. It's one of the best grounds in the world to bat in the shortest format. All of England's highest scores have been there, and just testament to how good that wicket is. To have him, the current Test captain as well, in and around the squad is fantastic. To be able to learn from him, the players that are around will be able to learn from him. But we've got a fantastic squad so far.
So yeah, I mean, I suppose first off, immediate kind of impressions on still being with the Rockets and playing in this big new competition this summer.
Yeah, over the moon. Initially to get picked up by the Rockets was a fantastic moment for me. Playing at Trent Bridge is obviously awesome. What a ground that is, especially for a shorter format tournament. And then to be able to re-sign at the team that sort of showed faith in me by picking me up in the draft. Was really exciting for me as well.
Yeah, I was going to mention about Trent Bridge because I don't think you've had too many chances to play white ball there yet, but you must obviously, the reputation of Trent Bridge precedes it now, really.
Yeah, no, I played a few 4-day games, sort of with mixed results. And actually, apart from when I played with the England Lions, I don't think I've actually scored runs with the white ball at Trent Bridge, so I need to change that pretty soon. But the reputation precedes itself. It's one of the best grounds in the world to bat in the shortest format. All of England's highest scores have been there, just testament to how good that wicket is.
Are you looking forward to taking your approach into a slightly different format as well, having sort of reached the top of the T20 rankings to take that into even shorter form?
Yeah, definitely. I've had a bit of experience of playing T10. And ultimately it's still a cricket ball coming down at you. You still have to learn on your feet. I think the first couple of games might be sort of leaning towards being slightly closer towards 2020 cricket, just with the way until people find their feet and find the rhythm of it. Obviously, people want to score as many runs as they can, but there's with every format you play, there's a balance of how hard you go and when do you go and things like that. So I don't think it's just going to be a big close your eyes and swing and try and get 250. There's going to be different tactics with the bowls and what have you, but it's the good thing about playing these new formats is that especially people that have been around for a few years, you have to adapt your game and learn, and that's the most exciting thing about playing cricket is constantly learning. It's going to be exciting.
In terms of these kinds of competitions, obviously over in Australia at the minute for the BBL, what does it do to you as a player when you're in these comps with such a concentration of talent around you and playing against you?
Yeah, look, I think the most underrated thing about 2020, playing in 2020 tournaments, especially as an overseas, it's the pressure that comes with it. People don't understand how the pressures that come with it and how you have to learn on your feet with the expectations, which in effect actually prepares you to play international cricket. So when you play these tournaments around the world, you're playing with some of the best from each country, so you're able to learn from that. You're playing in different conditions. You're playing as an overseas with the pressure and the expectations there, which is things that you don't really get in county cricket just because you signed a 3-year contract and you might have a bad year, but you can perform the second year or the third year and you can get another contract. Whereas, especially in these tournaments, if you perform badly for a year, you sort of go missing after that. So it is fantastic. It's great to learn from other players. It's great to watch other players. And it's also great to put yourself up against the others because it sort of finds you out pretty quickly if you're not where you should be.
Yeah. In terms of some of your teammates at Trent Rockets, Joe Root will be in there, Yorkshire and England teammate of yours. What does he bring to a dressing room and to a side?
Yeah, obviously, Rootie's one of the best England's ever had. Shows he just went and knocked off a double hundred in Sri Lanka in tough conditions, won a test match there. So, to have him, the current test captain as well, in and around the squad is fantastic to be able to learn from him. And the players that are around will be able to learn from him. But, we've got a fantastic squad so far with, Rashid Khan and Alex Hales, experience and the firepower that we have, as a team so far. Obviously, don't know who else is going to be retained. That hasn't been announced yet, but similar to the squad that we had before, which I can't see it changing too much just from looking at that squad. There'll be a lot of firepower. So, to have those guys in the team who we probably haven't all played with each other before in the same team. I know that there's a lot of the Trent Bridge or the Nottingham guys are in the same team. But, to play with different guys, it is really good to learn of them and to sort of get a different perspective of guys that you only play against.
Yeah, and Alex Hales in particular, you'll have played against yesterday, I suppose. What have you made of his mark over there in Australia and in general?
Yeah, he's good. Look, he's obviously an unbelievable cricketer. And especially batting out here, where you want to bat up here is you want to open the batting. In Australia, it's good hard wickets with the ball coming on. There's a lot of pace. You only have to beat the gap, and he's done really well. I think he had after quarantine, he might have had 2 or 3 or 4 bad innings, and since he's found his feet, he's been on fire. He's been smashing it all parts.
And will there be an element with all those Notts players that have been confirmed now? Will there be something you can pick up from them in terms of how to make Trent Bridge work as a place to bat at?
Always, you never stop learning. You actually learn more from speaking to your fellow teammates and by asking questions. It doesn't mean that you'll be successful or you're going to win games of cricket or anything like that, but or score runs. But the more you can ask, the more questions you can, and the more knowledge you can gain from asking people that have played at certain conditions for a long period of time. It helps you immensely, especially when the pressure's on and when you're at a new team, to feel comfortable, because if people believe they can trust you as well, that's when you feel comfortable in the environment.